today I'd like to discuss how do we think that social progress happens? Would anybody like to give an opinion?
Well, social progress, I believe, develops from both powerful leaders and from the people, because they go hand in hand and work together to become successful. And without powerful leaders, the ideas and the visions of the people wouldn't be expressed, and without the people, there wouldn't be anyone to inform or give feedback or new ideas about the topic or anyone to follow the leaders.
I agree with that, personally. Anybody else have a different standpoint on that?
To add on to what Becca kind of said, a good leader should be strong, and a good leader will lead good people, and people are going to want to follow them.
I agree with Rowan, Becca, and Gracie, and because if you have a powerful leader and people, you get a better picture of what is happening in our country, and you can help create stronger communities, make better choices for the community, so nothing bad happens to the community or the country.
I'd also like to bring it into more what my personal standpoint on it was. So I believe that so the people make up the base for the argument that they're trying to bring across, and then they designate somebody to take their argument and bring it into words that can convince people to support their argument and help push it forward and make it more prevalent.
Going off what Ronan said, there can't really be just a government or a powerful leader or just the people, because inevitably the people will elect someone to take their ideas or make them happen.
Or they will overthrow.
What Tanner's saying, well, so you're saying that, like, okay, well, I guess, like, you're putting the powerful leader, I had it in a different way, like, you're a powerful leader, I'm interpreting, like, you are saying, like, presidents, and, like, electing, when I took it as, like, the powerful leader was, like, Martin Luther King, when he, like, just stood up and, like, spoke from his heart and, like, tried to help through the civil rights movement. So that's how I interpreted the powerful leader part with, like, the people and how they go hand in hand. But are you trying to say, like, a different powerful leader?
It's kind of the same thing.
But also at the same time, I don't think it is because it's
one,
not like anybody elected Martin Luther King to go up and talk, but he made a name for himself. Like, he was a preacher. So he was always with the people. He wasn't doing it like,
It almost is the same thing. The people found a person to follow. That's how, like, when you go to church, you follow the preacher because he's the one who went through all the training and stuff, right?
yeah, but you were saying like how inevitably the people are there to elect, which the people are there. Okay.
they kind of elect because if you had a person that you didn't want as your leader, eventually they'd become restless with a person that they don't want leading something that they want to have happen, and eventually they would remove that person from their.
So if everyone thought that Martin Luther King Jr. was an awful person, then they wouldn't follow him, right? So it's still the same concept. They chose to follow him, and that's how he rose to power.
It's like an election without words.
Well, kind of, but it's not like they had another choice though. Like, he was the one that stood up. There wasn't like another guy giving another reason.
They weren't going against each other,
Right.
like presidents are. In the way you worded it made it sound like they were just going up against each other on the idea of the civil rights. When, in all, like, the civil rights thing was something that Martin Luther King Jr. decided to, like, express his feelings and his point of view to try to change everyone's idea of the civil rights, because obviously it was unfair and obviously they were being treated differently. So he came out, went in like what I interpreted what you said. You were like making it sound like he was just running for like a position and not just like speaking out and
Well-
trying to preach.
If you think of it more as though if you already have a good person, then nobody else ever has to fight for the spot because everybody simultaneously agrees that this person does great at the job. There's no need to replace them.
But in that time, did everybody simultaneously agree?
No, never. Nobody ever. Not one. If you have a large group of people, there will always be some that don't agree to what everybody else thinks is fine. But since they're the like minority of the group, they don't have as much say in the change of it, and nobody else really minds them because they don't. They probably don't even. They're probably not around if they don't want to hear them talk.
Also, going off what Ronan said, there were plenty of other, like, leaders that fought for civil rights for black people. MLK wasn't the only one.
Right,
Yeah.
but he was the biggest, like, he was the most, like,
The popular one.
well, he, like, gave the biggest shock to everyone. You know what I mean?
Yes, but
What are you trying to say?
I don't understand.
if they didn't like him, they could have
We're
gone
not
to
saying they
someone else.
didn't like him.
I think it's about time that we.
Yeah, okay. Let's
we can go on to
in
the
light
next
of our
one.
focus on the power of words, how do words have the power to provoke, calm, or inspire social change? Kiernan, what do you think?
Actually, I think we should take this over to the other side here. Brennan, what do you think?
Words help people get hope.
Cool.
Interesting.
Words give people hope.
How so?
Maybe
How so?
Like, how would I use words to give someone hope?
powerful words.
What powerful words did you find that gave people hope from any of the things we read this week?
I have a dream.
I have a dream.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one. Like words don't inherently have power. They have to be given power through some other means. Like if you were giving an argument, you can't just take words. Like if you just throw out a few English words, those don't have power. You have to be able to bring some sort of inherent power to those words.